Many things have been said on how to make money while you were young. Many videos were made. You don't have the time to watch them all, so I watch them for you. The first video is, if I wanted to be a millionaire before 30, I would do this.
I made my first million at the age of 26, but if I'd followed the advice that I'm going to share in this video, I probably would have gotten there a lot sooner. And so these are the 5 key lessons that I would give to my younger self if I were to start all over again. Lesson number 1 is to have a clear goal for financial freedom in mind.
He says that he was set to have a normal job for all of his life. But then he read the book The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss, in which he got to know the concept of the new rich. They are able to live however they want, take vacation when they want, and not be dependent on a boss telling them what to do. Then he decided to set a goal for financial freedom, and the way he was going to do that was by starting a business. Which leads us to lesson number 2.
Lesson number 2 is that if you want to become a millionaire in your 20s, you need to start your own business.
Here he says that the person who owns the machine is actually the one that's getting richer, and not the ones that are working for it. He then explains that a business is something that solves a problem in exchange for money. He explains that there are the service business, the product business, and the content business. So in order to become a millionaire in your 20s, you need to be building one of those businesses, and maybe even the 3 of them.
This is lesson number 3. Have a strong bias to action.
Here he says that the best way to learn how to build a business is to actually try to build one. It is not by doing a course or an MBA, it's the action that is the most important part. Here he shares a quote that I think is really powerful.
Action is the foundation and learning is the supplementation.
So first you try out your business and then you learn along the way how to improve it. He also says that starting a service business is the easiest way, because it is basically you helping people to solve a problem that you know the solution to. They either don't know the solution to the problem or they don't want to do it themselves, like editing a video for them, doing coding for their website, taking the snow out of their sidewalk. You get the idea. Then he moves to the next lesson.
It's lesson number 4. Please make time every single week to learn things.
He says that it is important to always be learning. When he started to read a lot of business books, he started to spot a lot of mistakes that he was making in his business. So here, you always need to be improving, learning more and more, podcasts, books, seminars, you name it. Just keep moving forward.
The final lesson is you need to not stop. You need to not give up.
Here he mentions that many people don't see the results right away and they just decide to quit. If you don't see money coming in, it is really easy to get demotivated. But in this game, you cannot hope for results too soon. You have to play it for the long run. Then he says to focus on the process, to enjoy the process, because that's the only way you are going to stick with it. For the rating of this video, I think it was a really good one at delivering content, and it also teaches you something rather than just giving you motivation. The main takeaway for me was this idea that you should just start, and you will learn along the way how to make it better. And even if you fail many times, you are going to be building a huge amount of knowledge just from those failures. So I'll give this video a 4. That brings us to our next video. Get rich in your 20s, don't start a business.
I get this question all the time. Which business should I start? And I think the answer is you shouldn't start a business.
So wait, we just watched the whole video on how you should start a business to get rich, but now this guy's telling me I shouldn't? It turns out it was only to get your click. He starts the video by saying that he was a college dropout and he was in debt, and he went around it, making around 20 to 30k a month in the process. Then he starts to mention that he started many businesses in the past, from washing cars to e-commerce. Then he got the idea for an app and a potential investor to pitch the idea to. However, during the pitch, the investor found out that he didn't really know what he was doing. He didn't know marketing, he didn't know how to sell, he didn't know coding. So he gave up on the idea. But the guy he was pitching the idea to actually ended up giving him a job, in which he made the money he mentions in the beginning of the video. So he tells you not to start a business unless you actually have a skill. For the rating of the video. Okay, so the video only had one point, which was to say that you need skills in order to build a business. And it was followed by a story. Not very much happening there. I think the idea of the video is exactly to go against what other people are saying, so he gets your click and your attention. I'll give you 1 star. Next video. 7 principles for teenagers to become millionaires.
You are young,
I'm 17 years old.
you're ambitious,
I worked my face off.
and you want to make it big early in your life. So in today's video, I'm going to reveal the 7 principles for teenagers and people in their early 20s to become millionaires.
And I already anticipate to you that this video was nothing close to what I was expecting in a really bad way. He starts the video by saying that he made his first $1 million when he was 18 years old, and at the age 23, he had tens of millions of dollars. He made that by following the 7 principles that he shares in this video, which are:
the first principle you need to learn if you want to be a millionaire in your teens or your early 20s is that in order to be a king, you must first be a pawn. The next principle for teenagers to become millionaires is dress to elevate. Now, the third principle for teenagers to become millionaires is have something external that humbles you. Next principle you need to follow is no casual dating. Principle number 5 is keep your circle small, but your influence large. The next principle you need to follow is that God will always test you to see what you can handle, and if you can't, He will take it away from you. The last principle to tie it all together is invest early and invest as much as you can.
For the review of this video, I would say that it really was the worst that I watched today. I guess that's because the video was not really meant for me, but it was more like a self-help for kids. But even with that, I think the video could have been a bit more practical and really tell the kid a way to make money, which is something that he doesn't mention in any part of the video. And what does dating advice have to do with it? For this reason, I'll give this video 1 star. How to get rich in your 20s realistically. The guy starts the video saying that things nowadays are really hard for millennials, with the cost of living going through the roof. But he says that fortunately, there's a strategy. That's the one that he is about to share right now. First thing he says is,
be careful who you listen to.
don't listen to people that are not successful telling you what to do. So only listen to people that are where you want to be.
Second, since the goal here is to build wealth, you'll need to make a lot of money. But one of the ways that you could do that and help speed up the process is with a good credit score.
He tells you to open bank accounts and pay their credit cards on time, so you end up building a good score. Because in the future, you might get the lowest interest rates when you're applying for financing.
Third, even though improving your credit score is certainly going to help you build wealth, it's not enough on its own to actually make money. That's why if you want to set yourself up on the financial fast track of a lifetime, it's crucial that you get as much job experience as possible.
He says that work is a nice way to get to know yourself, to know what you like and what you don't. So you need to decide what your dream career is going to be and start work on that as soon as possible. Use your 20s strategically to try to build knowledge. The experience you build now is going to be more valuable in the future than you trying to make money right now. He mentions that getting a job in sales is a good step, because with a sales job, you're going to learn the pillars of building a business.
It's also crucial that you consider earning multiple sources of income.
He tells you to spread your income into many areas, so you can make money on your job, a little bit of money comes from stocks, rental properties, side hustles, and stuff like that.
If you want to actually build wealth, it's crucial that you avoid what's called lifestyle inflation.
He says that the more money you make, the more money you spend. So you should try to live at the same amount that you were living before, just to save money.
Brings me to my last point, and that is this. Studies show that it's usually best to invest your money immediately.
When investing, you need to let the money grow there for as much as you can, so it makes sense to start investing right away. In that sense, he suggested opening a Roth IRA. Because if you're not making that much money right now, it means that you are on a low tax bracket, which means that very little money is lost upfront to taxes, leaving you with more money left over to invest. And by investing young, you are going to enjoy the money much more in the future when it grows. So if you're able to start investing $500 a month into a Roth IRA that averages 7% returns, by the age of 65, you are going to have more than $2 million waiting for you tax-free. Plus, he also mentions index funds is a great way to investing. Now, rating the video. This video was actually a wonderful surprise for me because it goes into a different direction when compared to others. It feels like this video was made by my dad or my big brother teaching me how to be financially responsible and aim for the money in the long run. What impressed me in the video was how he mentions that having a job as a salesman can teach you a ton, which was also mentioned in a video I was watching of an interview Mark Cuban did for Wired.
Everything always goes back to sales, no matter what.
For those reasons, I'll give this video a 4. I figured out how to actually get rich quick.
Hi, it's a cloudy day in Dubai. It's very rare. It rained last night, believe it or not. How do you actually get rich quick? Well, I have the answer for you, and it's not what you're going to expect.
In this video, he just has a quick message. He says that this message is not about e-commerce, not about Amazon FBA, not about dropshipping, nor affiliate marketing. Then he says that in order to make money, you need to solve problems. So the first step is to find a group of people, around 30,000 of them, which is called a niche. It is a group of people that share the same problem. That could be gym owners, agency owners, authors, etc. They all have a problem. You can solve the problem for them and create value. In this niche, if you are solving the problem for one person, chances are that you can repeat the solution for the other people in that niche. Then he says that he started a marketing agency in which he was solving the problem of client acquisition for gym owners. And then he kept the same strategy for every client. So the step by step is to find those people, then you go there and ask them, what do you struggle with? What problems do you face in your daily life? That can also be named market research. After you talk to around 30 people, you are going to establish a pattern, the thing you hear the most common problem. Then you study the problem and work on the solution. Then you tell them, if I solve the problem for you, would you pay me money? Many times they will say yes. Now, to solve the problem, you need to go after the information. For instance, in this case, to find out why the gym is not keeping their member subscriptions, you could go to a successful gym and ask them what they are doing right. Or listen to podcasts and videos on how to retain people in your gym, read books, etc. Once you have the information, you are going to go back to that group of people that have the problem and say like, remember that problem? I got a bunch of information on how to solve it. So I'll solve this problem for you for this amount of money, and that's it. For the rating of the video, this was arguably the best video I've seen today, because it really goes into the specifics and really tells you what to do, and it shows you the core of being an entrepreneur. I like that the video didn't keep saying self-help principles such as believe in yourself or work while they sleep. My favorite part about this video is that it gives you the right steps to follow. So for this reason, I'll give this video a 5-star. Congrats to the guy, a true legend. How to get rich from $0. I was homeless until I learned this.
I, like most of you watching, was missing 3 crucial puzzle pieces. Pieces that are being intentionally hidden from the masses to keep the rich rich and the poor stuck.
She starts the video saying that she was broke and homeless, but she had a turning point in her life with these 3 concepts. First one is value. If you make value, you have the money. So you should ask yourself how you can become more valuable and less replaceable in the market. Then she recommends these 4 books. Piece 2, stability. She tells you to be responsible with your money. She advises you to open a high-yield savings account. Besides, she recommends you starting a service business. Piece 2, freedom. She tells you to stop working for money, because the rich have the money working for them through passive income, so making money while they sleep. You can possibly use the knowledge you have to create content, put that on the internet, and it will be making money for you. For the rating of the video, like many others we've watched, this video was more motivational and not very practical. For this, I'll give it 2 stars. Next, how I made $3 million in 6 months as a 20-year-old female entrepreneur.
I made $3 million in just 6 months as a 20-year-old female entrepreneur, and you can too.
The start of the video is pretty motivational. It is truly amazing what she was capable of doing to go beyond her limits, change her mindset, and get rich. She decided to quit school to start a business. She's trying a bunch of things, different business model. Then she started rental arbitrage through Airbnb. If you don't know what rental arbitrage is, there you go. When she started to make money, people kept asking her to teach them. Then she started to coach people on how to do the same, and got rich. Rating the video. It's also highly motivational, but this video was really inspirational. I think it was nice because she mentions a business model that I never seen being mentioned before. And in terms of the motivation, it really was a good motivation. For that, I'll give it 3 stars. How to get so rich you question the meaning of making money.
You guys want to hear something completely insane? Yes? Okay, you're gonna have to hear it anyways. I was able to take home more in a year than the CEOs of McDonald's, IKEA, Ford, Motorola, and Yahoo combined as a kid in his 20s for over half a decade.
This video was by far the longest. It took me 51 minutes to watch it. It was a battle. He started the video saying that you need to work with leverage to get results. So basically that means to work smart in something that will produce the best results. He makes a nice analogy about two guys that work by selling products by phone. They all work the same hours, they have equal skills, but one of them is calling at the right time of the day, in the right season, and is calling better people. He's going to produce more results than the other guy, even though they are working the same hours. In order to make money, you need to get more from your time. That's leverage, doing more with your time. Besides that, he talks about how important it is to stick with an idea and don't expect immediate results. The majority of people start their road to financial freedom, they don't see the quick results and they quit. And they go after other quick way to make money until they end up running in circles. Then he says that in order to do something epic, you need to be able to do the same thing for an extended period of time. Go all in one thing. In order to do that, you need to be able to do the things you need despite not feeling good about it. So be patient and don't jump on every opportunity you see. Also, he mentions that better outcomes come from boring tasks. You need to be able to survive when it gets boring. So he advises you to make a list of the things you need to do in your business. So don't keep avoiding them. Now rating the video. The video is nice, but it could be more concise. For a 51 minutes long video, I was expecting more, I guess. But this video is actually a recording of a seminar, so it makes sense to be less dense. I'm gonna give it 3 stars. The information was nice, but I don't think it was worth it the amount of time that I spent watching. How to actually get rich quick. He starts the video by saying that investing is not the way to get rich, and if someone told you that, they are probably lying. Investing is only good for people that already have the money. So first you need to make the money. He says that the secret to becoming rich is actually the mindset. And if he lost all his money, he will be back 2 months later. Then he explains the step for becoming rich quickly. He says that the step 0 to become rich is to fix your mental health. In the whole video, the motivational part is really the majority of it. Then we actually get into the part that he starts to give advice on how to actually make money. The first one is to start a business, in which he mentions that it is very hard. And the second one is to become an influencer and make content on social media. Then he gives an example of a person that is an athlete, and they don't need to be the best athlete in the world in order to be making tons of money. Because they can become a public figure, producing content on social media, getting the attention of an audience, and then selling them products. Then he says that one of the best ways to make money is to have an audience of people that like you, and then you sell them stuff. He mentions that the same thing can be said for other jobs as well. So he puts a lot of emphasis on how making money on social media is really a great idea for a business that requires less effort. And here he shows a good example of a personal trainer. He says that if you are a personal trainer, you can always keep having clients that are going to pay you by the hour, and then you would have a clear limit in how much money you can make. But you can also be a personal trainer that makes videos for the internet and advises people about their workout routine. And when they grow the audience, that person could be sponsored by some brand, since they already gathered the audience that it is interested in fitness. So that's basically like creating a business on social media. Then the other part of the video, he starts to talk about money. Then he says that it is important to keep your expenses low and reinvest into the business. And as an extra tip, he tells you that it is a good idea to invest in crypto, because he says that stocks and shares are not worth it. For the rating of the video, I was actually surprised by the video because I didn't know this guy and I thought I wouldn't learn anything by watching the video. However, I thought it was really nice what he said about social media business and that any person with any career can think about sharing their knowledge in the form of content for social media. It is true that the video could be shorter and he spends way too much time talking about motivation and things that are not relevant, at least to me, but I'll give you a 3.5. How to actually get rich in your 20s.
I know you want to make millions in your 20s like all these kids you see on the internet, but sadly, it's not going to happen without these 6 principles that I'm going to share with you today.
The principles are: understanding why you are broke, understand how money works, choose the right vehicle for wealth, going all in, relentlessly invest in your self-education, and you need to start today. Now let's go for our debriefing. The video doesn't say much on how to actually get rich, it just motivates you how to do so, I guess. It doesn't provide you with any practical applications or anything like that. The main takeaway that I considered for this video was point number 3, in which he says that you should be doing the right work in the right direction. He's saying how many people are working their asses off in a job that has no room for growth. They have a clear limit in what they can achieve. So don't work hard on the thing that's not going to reward you accordingly. So if you make the effort to work toward a better struggle, you are going to be in a much better place in the future. In terms of the rating of the video is more for people that are seeking motivation rather than giving practical advice. So the video didn't really have a huge impact on me because it was rather simple, didn't go much into the specifics. Because of that, I will give you a 2.5.